everybody. This is call one of the Divorceless Relationship Book Club with your body. So will you please destroy and uncreate your relationship with your body as you've created it up until now? Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 100. Woo! Boys, shorts, povads, creations, bases, and beyonds. This is the book Divorceless Relationship. Oh God, I just found a quote from Gary Douglas that blew my mind about books. So I'm going to read it. It's just such a great way to tap into the energy of what is possible here. So this is Gary Douglas. This was in the family class in Houston. It's about 2019, I think. All the books in Access are really textbooks for changing reality and changing life. You shouldn't read a textbook once. Yes, that's normal. College degrees. I read it, I took the test on it, and that's all there is. The problem is, this is not a test. This is your life. So when we pick up this book, Divorceless Relationship, we have a relationship with our body, and how many of us are living that as if it's a test, as if embodiment is a test where we're either winning or losing. And I have lived so much of my life that way. And what's beyond that? Like what is beyond this reality? What beyond this reality embodiment can you choose that's actually going to work for you? So Gary had recommended to someone in a class, there was a gentleman just walking across the room, and Gary was on the stage, and he just kind of like offhandedly said, like, hey, you, I think it was Andrew, maybe, you need to read the book Divorceless Relationship, but with your body as the focus, as the relationship that you're looking at. Wow. And so I was like, okay, I can do that, right? I can pick up a book. So that's where the idea of this book club sprouted from. And I'm not sure that anyone really is tapping into the possibilities. So I just wanted to get together today. We'll do the introduction and the first chapter, and let's just start to perceive into what's actually fucking possible now with humanoid embodiment. What are these bodies actually? So all of the projections, expectations, judgments, rejections, and separations of you and your body, will you please revoke, recant, rescind your claim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and then create them all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all 100, shorts, boys, povads, creations, bases, and beyonds. Okay, so I'm just going to start reading. If you guys have questions, please interrupt me. And let's go. This is the foreword to the book Divorceless Relationships. It's written by Gary Douglas and Dane Here. And here we go. Dane Here and I helped thousands of people with their relationships using the information you will find in this book. Our idea of relationship is that it should be something that expands your life, not something that contracts it. Does that describe your relationship?
Page are you
on? Page one. Page one.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not specifically talking about you and your body here, but as you hear these lines, just start to like tap into the energies and ask, does this describe what I'm creating with my body? Does my relationship with my body expand my life, not contract it? A relationship is something you do as a substitute. Okay, no, read that wrong. A relationship is not something you do as a substitute for having a life. Fuck me. We have done a lot of research. I'm just going to turn a light on here. We've done a lot of research. Nope, not that one. We have done a lot of research. And we have gone to pretty much every church, cult, and religion you can get involved in. And neither of us has found anything that gives you more freedom in this area than the tools of access consciousness. Oh, what if that's actually true? Like, what if the tools of access could fucking contribute to embodiment in a way that worked? Like everywhere, all of the um, distractor implants are like fear, doubt, anger, rage, fury, hate, shame, blame, regret, guilt, like are those things you've used to create your body from? All the distractor implants at play with you and your body. Will you destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all 100, shorts, boys, POVADs, creation, and beyonds. They offer more freedom, more choice, more possibilities than anything that we have tried. Apparently, 90% of the people we have worked with using these tools, approximately, golly, what would it take for me to be able to see today? Approximately 90% of the people we have worked with using these tools have had their relationship change with something into something better than what they had. You're able to begin generating the kind of relationship that actually works for both of them. What if there's a relationship that works for you and your body? The other 10% say, you know what? This relationship isn't working. Neither of us really wants to be here. Let's get a divorce. And when they get a divorce, they both get happier and everything works better in both of their lives. I'm not saying the tools of access are the answer, but I keep doing access consciousness because it works. So, what do I know about the area of relationships that other people on the planet don't know? What makes me the authority? Well, I had 2 marriages and both of them ended. Part of the reason they ended is that I was a romantic and I thought that if you loved somebody enough, everything would turn out fine. So all of that, us that are functioning from a romantic point of view with our body, will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad. Ooh, pop pod. All 100 boys, shorts, poveds, creations, bases, and beyonds. Like that, everything's just going to work out. I just love my body, you know? So whenever something about me was unacceptable to the person I was with, I would divorce that part of me in order to make the relationship work for them. Oh my God, I can hardly even hear that. And I began to realize that I not only did that in my marriage, I did that in all areas of my life. Holy, I'm just going to read that again. Part of the reason they ended was that I was a romantic. And I thought that if you loved somebody enough, if you loved something enough, if you loved somebody enough, everything would turn out fine. So when something about me was unacceptable to the person I was with, I would divorce that part of me in order to make the relationship work for them. And I began to realize that I not only did this in my marriages, I did it in all areas of my life as well. For instance, I divorced certain parts of myself to talk to my family. My sister is a wonderful lady who has strong political views that are very intense. And I didn't always agree with everything she said. I used to try to share my point of view with her. And then I discovered my point of view was not required or desired. So I kept my opinion to myself most of the time. Finally, I got to the point where I realized I was divorcing parts of me by keeping quiet and trying not to step on her toes. I no longer do that. We divorce ourselves in subtle ways. We tone down what we want to say, or we say nothing at all, or we say things in order to get somebody to agree with us. Most people will divorce themselves rather than ensnare themselves in a discussion that might result in a disagreement? Oh, never done that. What if you are willing to always be you and state your point of view without trying to see the rightness or the wrongness of anybody's point of view, including yours? You would be able to say, okay, you know what? I may not agree with this, but are they wrong? No. Am I wrong? No. It's just a point of view. Would that eliminate some trauma and drama from your world? Whenever you divorce any part of you, and whenever you doubt that your own point of view has any value, you devalue you and make it as though you are nothing. Whenever you divorce any part of you, and whenever you doubt that your own point of view has any value, you devalue you and make it as though you are nothing. That is not acknowledging you, nor is it seeing the value of you. My God, like what parts of yourself do you think you have to divorce in order to have a body? What if you were to start to see the value of you in every relationship you have? Whenever we go to the wrongness of us and judge ourselves, we are deciding that we have no value. What if the value of you was greater than you were able to see? I invite you to use the information and the tools in this book to discover how not to feel compelled to divorce yourself in order to create a relationship with anybody. I encourage you to discover how to create divorceless relationships. What is it going to take? Are you ready to go on a journey to a whole different reality? Yeah, like how far beyond this reality do you have to create to actually be the magic of embodiment that's going to work for you? Like I'm saying that to myself. It's not about the 5 pounds. Anybody have any questions before we dive into chapter 1? Okay, awesome. Chapter 1, what is relationship really? Okay, what information in here can we hear now that we've never been willing to receive before? Relationship is defined as the distance between two objects. Wow. In other words, if you and I are in relationship, there has to be a separation between us. And we define our relationship by how far or how close we are from each other. When we create a relationship, we end up creating a separation from ourselves in an attempt to be close to somebody else. This is called monogamy. Monogamy, by definition, is a relationship with one and no other. The problem with this is that we tend to create relationships in such a way that we are the one who gets cut out because we always look to make the other person happy. What happens for most people, is this. They see each other and they are totally being themselves. And there's an awareness of who the other amazing person is. This usually lasts about 10 seconds. Then each of you starts to cut off the parts and pieces of you that you think are going to be judged as not acceptable in the relationship. And then you're not being you anymore. As you divorce parts of you to fit into the definition of the relationship you believe you desire, you create a divorce between you and the person you are with. They end up saying, "You're not the person I thought you were." And that's usually true because you have divorced so much of yourself, because you have to divorce so much of yourself to make the relationship work. Are you in an intimate relationship with someone? Ask yourself, how many things am I willing to cut out of my life in order to be with this person? Is it everything or nothing? Most of us spend a lot of time divorcing parts and pieces of us in order to care for someone else. And we give up caring for ourselves in the process. For example, you like to go jogging, but instead of jogging, you spend that time with your partner as a way to show them that you really care. I love you so much that I would give up this thing that is valuable to me so I can be with you. I love you so much that I would give up this thing that is valuable to me so I can be with you. I love you so much that I would give up this thing that is valuable to me so I can be with you. Everything, everywhere we've been implanted and explanted with that, everything that we have made you, all of the Mobius strips. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, 100. Shorts, boys, po, fads, creation, species, and beyonds. This is one of the ways you divorce you to create an intimate relationship. We want you to give up, we want to give up these parts of us because we believe that will keep us from losing the other person. But in doing so, we lose the other person anyway. When you give up any part of yourself, you give up what was so attractive about you to the other person, and pretty soon the other person doesn't want to be with you anymore. We are definitely only facilitating the relationship between you and your body, nothing else. A divorceless relationship is where you don't have to divorce any part of you. Your relationships involve every aspect of life. So the tools for divorceless relationship apply to every aspect of your life, not just your partner or your family and friends. How is your relationship with money? How is your relationship with your business? Did you know you have a relationship with the things you own? How is your relationship with your garden, your car, and your house? What about your relationship with your body? Dane is someone who thought he did relationship really well. He was the guy that a woman would definitely want to be in a relationship with because he would cut off his arms and legs to be in a relationship with her. For him, relationship was like when a friend drove up in a little Mini Cooper, honked the horn and said, "Hey, want to go for a ride?" Dane would say, "I would totally love to go with you. That sounds like so much fun. And maybe I'll even get sex out of it. Let me climb into the car." So he starts to get into the car, but he can't get his feet in. And he realizes his legs are too long for the Mini. He thinks, well, this is never going to work. I'll have to cut my legs off. He cuts off his legs and climbs into the car. But then he tries to shut the door and realizes his arms are too big. So he cuts them off too, so he can fit into the Mini. And then he goes for a ride. This is what most of us do in relationship. We cut off our arms and legs to be with somebody and then wonder why we don't get around so well. Did that person ask you to cut off your arms and legs? No. Did you ever think of saying, "Hey, I don't, um, hey, hey, Chantel, did you ever think of saying, "Hey, I know you think a Mini is great, but it's not going to work for me. How about if we travel in a limousine? What if we both actually," thanks, Chantal. What if we actually, hey, I'm going to just start that sentence again. Hey, I know you think a Mini is great, but it's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. Wow. How about if we travel in a limousine? What if we both actually become more instead of having to go down a road that requires both of us to become less? The idea, this is the idea of what divorceless relationship is all about. It is the place where everyone and everything you are in a relationship with can become greater as a result of that relationship. God, everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Everything that doesn't allow that, um, to actualize in your life. Good, bad, right, wrong, POC, pod, all 100, boy shorts, bovads, creations, bases, and beyonds. Are you, as you consider the places where you divorce yourself, we invite you to look from a different place and ask, what am I really choosing here? And what could I choose? It's not that we want to give you the answer. We're not saying that if you do it our way, it is going to work. We just want you to see that there may be another possibility that you have never considered. All we want to do for anybody is open those doors. Wow, holy frick ton. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, cool. I wonder if we went away from this kind of with that as your homework, your home play. What if you took those questions? What am I really choosing here? And what could I choose with your body? What is it that you're actually asking to create with your body? And allow yourself to get clear about if you could create anything as humanoid embodiment, if you could create anything with your body, what would it be? And then allow yourself to know what you're actually asking to create right now. We are all creating from our energetics. We're all creating from this ask and receive. It's just many times we don't let ourselves know what we're asking for, what points of view we're actualizing with our magic. And are they even our own points of view? The How to Become Money workbook, they talk about let yourself know your points of view and then just allow those to just be interesting points of view. You don't have to make any of this into a big deal, but let yourself get clear. What am I really choosing here and what could I choose with my body? And body, how can you help me take care of myself? That's a question that Gary Douglas gave Julia. Body, how can you help me take care of myself? Like, what if this body is conscious, an expression of consciousness, and is actually here to do all of this that we talked about in this chapter, like create greater because you have a body. Like, what if that was a very conscious choice that you made, and everything could be greater for you and for this world that you're in? Thank you, everybody. I'm going to put the recording up for everybody who missed it. Claire, you have something?
What can you repeat the question that he asked Julia?
Yeah, body. How can you help me take care of myself?
Thank you.
Yeah. There's like, I want to like say about 1,000 things here, but really, how can you help me take care of myself? It's the opposite. It's kind of the opposite of how we look at things. It's usually like, how can I punish my body? How can I destroy my body? How can I punish myself for having a body? How can I, make up for the damage done by my choice to have a body and this wrong body that's affront to the world, a judgeable offense. And this is like flipping it. It's like allowing your body to take the lead as an element of kindness and consciousness. Body, how can you help me take care of myself?
Useful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, thank you,
You.
everybody. Let's leave it there today. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Suzette.